Hey everybody, I'm here at LAX and I'm on my way to the Aer Lingus aircraft. I'm taking Aer Lingus because on my way back from Amsterdam I'll be doing a stopover in Dublin, and there I'm going through US immigration. So when I come here at LAX I only have to go to local arrivals and pick up my luggage. This time I'm gonna talk about my family. How did my parents end up in Dordrecht in the Netherlands after they moved from Indonesia, and finally how did I end up in Belgium. So I'm gonna take you to all the places where my parents arrived basically 57 years ago. But first, let's board and get to Amsterdam. Vamos! So here I am, seated 8C, on my way from LAX to Dublin to Amsterdam. Vamos! Hey everybody, I'm here in Rotterdam. I just arrived last night, and to my surprise the weather is okay, cloudy. That's what we're used here in the Netherlands, but most important thing is it's dry. I'm on my way to, first stop, Dordrecht. Dordrecht is where my parents arrived in November '66 after they left Jakarta, Indonesia. And I'm gonna show you the place where not only them but other Indos who left Indonesia for a new life in the Netherlands. And I'm gonna show you, I hope it's still there, the pension where they had to live with 2 or 3 other Indo families and in one bedroom, and had to share the bathroom and the kitchen together with the 2 or 3 other Indo families. Let's go. I'm in Ommoord, Rotterdam. There you go. And I'm going towards the freeway. And yeah. From all the Indos that left Indonesia right after its independence, they went by boat, of course. One of the boats names Willem Ruys, Grote Beer, and they were heading towards Amsterdam, or in this case to Rotterdam. And let me show you something. This is the Van Brienenoordbrug. It's a famous bridge here in Rotterdam. The first day that I'm here, I'm gonna take you guys to Dordrecht, because that's where my parents arrived. They were one of the Indos who decided to move the end of the 60s, you know. They're categorized under the group Spijtoptanten, even though they didn't regret that they stayed. The main reason that my parents moved from Indonesia to the Netherlands was because my mother was pregnant of me. She wanted to have a better future for her child, which is me. If it was up to my dad, he would have stayed there. He had a good management position at Unilever, and but yeah, happy wife, happy life, right? So they decided to move to the Netherlands, and not by boat, by KLM with a DC-8 airplane. And as far as I remember, they started in Jakarta. Back then there was no Soekarno-Hatta, there was Halim Airport. From there to Singapore, Singapore to New Delhi, New Delhi to Cairo, Cairo to Frankfurt, and Frankfurt to Schiphol. That was their route. So here I am in the city, in the beautiful city of Dordrecht. Some claim and say that Dordrecht is the oldest city in the Netherlands, Some say it's not. Up to you guys to find out. The reason I'm here is I'm gonna show you guys where my parents first started living when they came to the Netherlands. I'm here at the Nieuwe Haven in Dordrecht, and the house number we're looking for is 32. I'm standing in front of Nieuwe Haven 32. There we go. So this is the place where my parents and 6 other families were expected to live, and everything is now restored into a brand new interior. But if you see, this is the hallway that we're talking about. And Dad, do you remember the names of the families you were sharing in the pension?
Yes. Family Wednesday.
Okay.
Family Graven.
Yep.
Simon.
Yep.
Jap.
Yep.
Slechter.
Wow, 6 families. Stairs. But yeah, all this building was separated in small little areas. Look, this is now a big, huge living room, but as you can see, there's a door. So this here was a wall, and this was also another place. And then when they arrive in Zutphen, when they arrive in Schiphol, not Zutphen, Schiphol, they were picked up and brought to Zutphen. And Zutphen, they stayed for 11 days, and all the administration was taken care of over there. So by showing my dad's birth certificate, which said Europeaan, there was more than enough to get the Dutch passport, because born in the Dutch East Indies as a European, that's enough to get your Dutch passport over here. And my Indonesian mom, she was married to my dad, so automatically she became a Dutch citizen. So after 11 days, they arrive here in Dordrecht, in Nieuwe Haven number 32, and share this place with 6 or 7 other families. But I do remember my dad said we were downstairs and we had a view on the harbor, which is this, and it was a small space. So you can see this little narrow space. That was it. Don't forget, they got 3,000 guilders, which had to be paid back to the Dutch government. Monthly $10. And then, so the first weeks were free until my dad found a job, and his first job was at Dupont. And Dupont is, it's right there on the other side of the harbor. So my dad was pretty fast, he got a job, and then he had to pay 60% of his monthly wages was going to the landlord over here. 60%, can you imagine? And he was only making 14 guilders per week. There you go. So I guess most Indos ended up very well, whether it's here in the Netherlands or in the United States, Canada, Australia, wherever we were or are, right? Dad, can you remember who was the first Indo that you met in Dordrecht?
Henk Nicola, an old friend. And after that, in the evening, kwam John van Sutherland, uncle of Ida.
Like Ida Yasha, the Indonesian actress? So, Ida, she's the niece from John van Sutherland.
John van Sutherland.
Thank you. But this is how it started. They left Indonesia. They were categorized under spijt op tante, but it's not true because my dad definitely wasn't sorry that he stayed. He wanted to stay. However, it was my mom who was pregnant of me, who wanted to move to the Netherlands for a better future of their son, like most people did, right? So yeah, so I don't remember anything of this because I was a little child, but this is it. This is het pension that my parents were talking about. And this goes up over there. Wow.
Walking down through memory lane with Michael's restaurant, old town of Antwerp.
Look at this. I'm walking through one of the oldest, called the street, the oldest places in downtown Antwerp. It's called the Grote Pieterpotstraat, and in this street I used to have my small little bistro. It was called Cuisinietje. Cuisine is a French word for kitchen, and any Dutch word with TJE behind it, ch, stands for little. So here we go. Look at the buildings. Isn't that amazing? And right here, this building. See, behind me here, that used to be my little restaurant. This window was able to open, so people basically could feel they were sitting outside, but they weren't sitting inside. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chairs, so 2 tables of 4. So when it was summertime, people were sitting outside. This, if you ever come to Antwerp, go and visit it. This used to be a very famous cafe over here called the Fame. Yeah, a lot of things are closed. The best shawarma pita place in Antwerp. It's still early. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, but I just want to show you this, you know. And I'm going outside now, outside of this little alley, and then we come to the Suikerrui, very famous street in Antwerp that connects downtown of Antwerp with the riverside. There's the river over there. Look at this. It's the cathedral. So yeah, before I went to the United States of America, I used to live here. I think from 96 to 2002. A lot of things changed. I just want you guys to come with me and experience this beautiful Antwerp. A lot of places are up for sale. And there is this place called Frituur Number One. A frituur is a place where they sell fries, not French fries, Belgian fries. See, it's close. See how beautiful this is. This is Antwerp City Hall. Beautiful, right? Something about the statue. Look. There is a guy throwing a hand, right? See that over there? Now in Antwerp, okay, check this out. In Antwerp, somebody from Antwerp who's speaking the Antwerp language. It's basically same like Flemish, but they can't pronounce the H. They can, but they don't. So a hand, right? Hand, H-A-N-D, becomes and. Skip the H. A-N-D, and. So that's why we have the name Antwerpen. Throwing a hand. See? Throwing a hand. Handwerpen. Werpen means to throw. Without the H, and. Remember, Antwerp. There you go. But isn't this beautiful? It's always good to be home. This is also me home. I used to live here from 96 till 2002 till July 13, 2002 when I arrived at LAX. But check this out. Bonaparte is still there. It's an old, it's not old, it's a karaoke bar. Yeah, everything is closed. It's 8:30. But yeah, so I have an idea. Very famous little boy. It's called Mannekepis. Manneke means little fellow, and pis, yeah, that's the international language for to go pee. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. There you have KFC. Remember, not Kentucky Fried Chicken, but Kampong Fried Chicken. After I closed the restaurant, I think a year before I went to the US, I helped this fellow start up his restaurant. It's from Maarten. Maarten is a guy from Den Bosch. But if you look over there, that's a very famous painting from a very famous artist, Herman Brood. Google him. Herman Brood was a Dutch rock singer and also artist. And before he died, he did a few paintings, and that's one of them. Saverius is the name of the place. So yeah, I started this with him. I reorganized the kitchen, and yeah, if you ever come to Antwerp, go to Saverius, ask for Martin, who's the owner, and tell him me, Michael, sent you. This place still here, pasta hippo. Very good pasta. Antwerp is also called the Seniorenstad. Senior, like junior, senior, senior. That's how they also call it. People from Antwerp are called senioren. Look again, so many places for rent over here. Unbelievable. This place over here, Mama's Garden, very famous shawarma, Middle Eastern food. People come here from all over the country. This place here is called the Groenplaats, the green place. If you translate it, groen is green, plaats is place. Here we go. And before I started my restaurant, I also opened here the Harter Cafe in Antwerp. It's already gone, but I just want to show you the place. Antwerp Hilton. Look, those places behind me. Beautiful cathedral. Right there, the building. Red building used to be Harter Cafe of Antwerp, 96. And this fellow, Peter Paul Rubens, born and raised in Antwerp. Rubens, very famous Belgian Flemish painter. Well, that's about it, folks. I'm going to show you one more thing. It's Steen. Steen is like a stone. It's the name of a castle right next to the river Schelde. Schelde, say it. Schelde. It's the name of the river. So I'm going there right now, first of all. See those? Just big enough to shoot with a bow and arrow. Consider this Antwerp over here as New York. That's the river Hudson. Right across is New Jersey. However, that on the other side, it's called Linkeroever, left bank, right there. Or New Jersey, Schelde River, Hudson River, New York City, Antwerp City. So these are those boats I was talking about. You hump up and You go from here, right over there, the harbor, but not these boats. These boats are like small cruises for on the Maas River, Rhine River and Schelde River, because you can see over there the beds and restaurants. But from here, every day, it's called the Flandria. The Flandria festivals will start off over here, and tourists can enjoy the beauty of Antwerp. The place where I was raised, that's right. I was born in Dordrecht, but now we're going to Witgoordessel. Witgoordessel still, but back then it was a small town village in the northern part of Antwerp, and yeah, it's about 40 minutes from Antwerp and half an hour from Eindhoven. Eindhoven is the Netherlands. Eindhoven is known for Philips and PSV Eindhoven soccer club. And we're going now to Witgoordessel. First of all, I'm taking a different route because this is the border from the Netherlands and Belgium. You see Flanders. So Belgium has three parts. The northern part is a Flemish speaking part, Vlaanderen. The southern part is called Wallonia, the French speaking part, and then eastern part is German speaking. So we as young kids at school, mandatory, we had to learn to speak, of course. I was raised in the Flemish part of Belgium, so Dutch, French of course, German, and then it was English. That's normal here in Europe. If your country is surrounded by different countries, like Belgium, the northern part is surrounded by the Netherlands, eastern part by Germany, and the southern part by France. Obviously we had to speak those three languages. Somebody who lives in Switzerland, they have to speak German, Italian and French. So going back to the different route I'm taking, normally I take a route that is secondary roads and the roads where there is a lot of stop and go, because I am kind in a rush. I have to meet two friends of mine. I'm taking the freeway, but like you just saw, that was the border from Belgium and the Netherlands. Back then there was always customs. You had to stop, you had to show your driver license, and you had to identify yourself, especially for us colored people, right? Am I allowed to say colored people? But yeah, for us people of color, or Indos, you know, every time when we were coming back from Dordrecht or any other Dutch city, we were pulled over, and then my dad had to show his driver license and his identification, you know, because even though we were Dutch citizens living in Belgium, we didn't have a Belgian identification card. We had a verblijfsvergunning, which stands for in the United States a green card, you know. So yeah, that was life back then. But coming back to that, also the smaller secondary roads, they had customs, and it was pretty awesome back then. Always stopping, and then when we did our shoppings at Toko Yvonne in Dordrecht, our cars were stuffed with groceries, going from all the boom 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 boom, from that till freshly cooked food, you know. And every time we would roll down the window, but then it was rolling down the window, that smell from trassie and from you know, from almost kitchen, almost cooking. I remember that. Customer asking, what the hell was that? Now, so this is we're entering the northern part of Antwerp. So Antwerp is also known as big port. Rotterdam is bigger, but yeah, also Antwerp has a huge seaport. So this is here, and then I'm going to Witwatersrand from another route.
Bestemming aan de linkerzijde bereikt.
Okay, I'm here at Wander's place. Look at the house. Wow, I'm excited to see him. 111. There you go. Look at this. 111. What does that mean? 111. Hey, old
Hey,
Pete.
Michael!
Wow.
Hey, nice to see you, man. Come in.
see you, man.
Great to see you.
Hey, where's the wife?
My wife is inside.
Let's go.
Let's see where Yvonne is.
Where is he from?
Where's my wife, Yvonne? Yvonne?
Ja.
Can you please say hello to my...
Hey, Yvonne. Hoe is het meisje? Alles goed?
Michael.
Oh,
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Leuk. Oh, here we are.
This is our lucky home.
God, good to see you guys. Both of us are Dutch in Belgium here, and we're gonna talk how it was growing up, being a Dutchman, Dutch, Indo-Dutch, here in Mol, and what we're gonna share with you guys will not believe what happened. So first of all, Wander, how did you end up here in Mol?
Well, first of all, my parents are Dutch. My mother is from Amsterdam and my father is from the eastern part of Holland. Let's say 10 kilometers from the German border. They married in 61 and my father worked in the nuclear business. And he was here in Belgium for the nuclear research center. That's where he worked.
Euratom, hè?
Euratom,
Yeah.
that's the name of the company.
There you go.
And I was at the European school, so at the European school you had no problem at all being Dutch. But I'm living in Belgium, as Mike does, in a normal neighborhood with Belgian children, etc., etc. In primary school, there was no problem at all. But later, when I joined the scouting, I was about 10 years of age, and then hell broke loose because I was Dutch. As we say here, a kaaskop or a cheesehead. And I was not accepted anymore. The friends with whom I've played for years at primary school became my enemies. It was crazy. It was completely crazy. I couldn't believe what was happening to me. I had to fight really like a lion just for being Dutch. And later, let's say from my 16th of age, I could say that was gone. The Dutch-Belgian problem was more or less gone, but there was one exception. That was my mother-in-law, later mother-in-law. I'm not Catholic. I'm a Protestant. I don't know if you call it in the States Protestant as well.
Yeah, basically Dutch are known to be more Protestant
Right.
versus Catholic, more in the South is Catholic, right?
Exactly.
So compared in the United States, Presbyterian, Christian, so yeah, there you go. So there you go.
So
Mother-in-law.
that was for my mother-in-law a real big deal. I was A, Dutch, and B, not Catholic. So the first 6 months that I had an affair with my former wife, I was not allowed in the house, period.
What year was this?
That was 87.
87. See, so talking about his former wife or ex-wife, she had a sister. And
Yeah.
when he was dating his ex-wife, I wasn't dating her sister, but her sister basically wanted to go out with me because both of us, we had motorcycles, and she became my riding buddy, you know. But this is the thing, I was not able to pick her up at her house. I had to wait 100 meters outside their house, and then I was able to ride with her. He was already accepted by the family, you know.
More or less.
Oh, yeah, there you go. But not this one, because both Dutch, but I'm a colored Dutch. So there we go. So, and then also after riding, I had to stop, and then 100 meters further, she was going. So that was in the 80s. Can you imagine in the 80s in Belgium, how some families were. Not everybody, but this is just, it was happening, you know. And then both of us were going to the same school. That's where I met Wander. And let's go outside first, and then we're gonna talk more about our childhood and the school. So this is a typical Belgian house. Beyond typical, because look, he has a lot of dwarfs who are cutting the grass. But so both of us, we love motorcycles and cars, and he has
Boats.
something.
Everything that consumes petrol.
There you go.
We're real motorheads.
There you go. And he has something, and then another.
De eend is er niet.
Is er niet?
Nee, de eend is er niet.
So we want to show the eend, the duck, the deux chevaux, the 2 horsepower car. But that's another story we can tell.
Unfortunately, this one, so the car he is mentioned is at the garage for the called MOT in England, but I don't know what it's called in the States. But anyhow, this is the brand.
There you go, Citroën. So, this is the place where it is. There a picture on the wall?
No, that's DS, that's Ferrari. No,
Okay.
unfortunately not. But this is the place where it should be.
There you go.
And here I have a convertible, an old Audi 80.
There you go. See,
5 cylinders, 133 horsepower, 2.3 injection engine.
Yeah, Audi and Volvo, these 2 brands that basically came out with a 5-cylinder. You know, the performance of a 6, but the fuel consumption of a 4-cylinder. So
And the sound of a 6.
There you go. Yeah, more. But yeah, so going to high school, so that's where I met Wander. We were dealing with racism. You had no clue. Racism is nothing about color. I mean, even white people can discriminate other white people, because we're coming from Holland, you know. And there was this teacher. His name was Mr. Kemps. I kid you not, he is a copy of Adolf Hitler. I mean, skinny, a mustache like this, but he had dark blonde hair, and he hated Dutch people. And back then, that's 82, 83, he kicked us if we did something wrong, you know. And then, how old were we? 13, 14 years, you know. And he took us separate, and he said, you know, if you tell something to your parents, I'm going... So we were afraid, of course, to tell our parents that he kicked us. But there's only one guy back then, also Dutch guy, Jeroen, and there was the guy, he got separated, and he really kicked our teacher's ass, you know. But back then, in the 80s, 82, 83, they hated us Dutch people, here and all. Not everybody's like that, but I just want to share with you, this happened to him and me. Him and I were going out to Antwerp, both of us Dutch. He was able to go into a club. I wasn't. The same identification.
Same age.
Same age. He could go in. I couldn't. That's what happened. Both applying for a job. Different name, yeah.
I had the job.
Yeah, same with me. Same passage. Back then, no internet or no websites, you know. So you write a letter, and then you attach your resume, and then they call you. Thank you, we receive it, and then the third step was you go physically to your job location, and then knock knock.
I got hired, and Michael got fired.
My name is Michael Passage, and then they look at me, Passage. Remember that scene from Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon? Joe Pesci and Danny Glover go to the South African embassy, and then we would like to immigrate to South Africa, but you are black. That's what happened to us, you know.
Mr. Jones?
Right.
Sit down, please. Well, what can I do for you today?
Okay, I have this problem, this very delicate matter. I have a friend of mine wants to immigrate to South Africa.
Yes, of course. I can certainly help him do that.
Oh, sure. But I want you to talk him out of it.
Talk him out of it?
Yeah.
Whatever for?
Well, you see, this is such a bad time for him to go to South Africa. I mean, with all the trouble and everything, okay?
Oh, look, why don't you ask your friend to come back later in the week? We can sit down.
He's here. He's here.
He's here?
Yeah, he's here now.
Where?
Alphonse! Alphonse!
How you doing?
I think there must be some mistake.
Say what?
Sir, listen to your friend here. He knows what he's talking about. I don't think you really want to go to South Africa.
Why not?
Because you're black.
You are. He is.
Of course I'm black.
Oh, so but overall, it's this place over here. Look, this community mall. It's we spent good years here.
Absolutely,
Childhood.
absolutely. I'm very happy
Yeah.
here. I have wonderful neighbors.
It's just a little part, you know, but it happens.
And we
Yeah.
survived.
We survived.
I mean, we have a way of living.
Yeah.
Okay, there are differences, but you can cope with the differences. It's a way of feeling, a way of thinking. As well, now in my career, I'm operating always abroad. I'm in Austria, I'm in Switzerland, I'm in France, I'm in Luxembourg, I'm in Germany. So I go to fairs all over the world. So whatever I do is international. So in a way, this kind of discrimination opened doors.
It molded us, sir. Like
Absolutely. It builded us, it made us stronger, I think. It makes your back stronger, it gives you more backbone, if you wish.
For sure.
And if we got something in mind we want to do, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
If we think we can't, it's not a solution. We go for it.
There you go.
I think so, right?
100%. But yeah, this is wow. How long? 38 years, 39, almost 40 years more even.
Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah, early 80s. So still here. What's this?
This, Michael, this is my collection of what we call the duck, the eend, or the French deux chevaux.
Which one you have? Which is at the garage right now at the service?
So the one that I have in the garage is 100% this one.
So this is the miniature one?
This is the miniature one on 18 centimeters. Mine is from 1990, so that's one of the last, and it was built in Portugal. The manufacturing of these cars was in Paris, in France, until 1985. And then, because the costs were way too high, it was completely handmade in 85. And then they made the complete production. They put it in lorries, brought it to Portugal, and there my last one from 1990 was produced. And this is a collection with several ages, like this one, for example. This one is one of the first of the 50s. And if you would have the package, the original Dinky Toys package, this one is really a car with value, really value. As it is. Yes. But I think if I would put it on eBay or something on the internet, this one would bring about 100 to 200 euros. But if you have the original box with it,
even more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 5 times or even more.
Yeah. Just for the box. Yeah.
Just for the box with the car. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. And these are all the varieties that you have on the chassis of the deux chevaux. They made like these small utility vehicles.
Yeah.
They made like this one. This is also a utility vehicle that was produced in millions. In millions.
Yeah, the bakery.
The bakeries, the butcher, everyone had a car like this. This one, this was a Jeep, the Mehari.
Yeah.
The Mehari was made out of a kind of a plastic on a tube chassis. And this car was made like, I think it was 1969 until 82. And they also had it in a 4-wheel drive version, which was better than the Land Rover because it's so light. It weighs only about 600 kilos. So it's possible to take any kind of landscape, mud, sand, everything, because it's so light. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. So here I am with Martine. So we know each other already for more than 40 years. She, believe it or not, she was the first woman in my life who gave me butterflies, and then basically she gave me my first kiss. I was so excited. But she was also the first one who dumped me. So there you go. But anyhow, this is the street where I was raised. It's called the Kromstraat. the street with the curves, and so many houses were built, but we were living at number 125, and it's the White House over there. So we're gonna park the car over here. This is the house where I was raised. Can we park over here in front of the... Are we allowed to park here? Yeah, okay.
Here, yeah.
So I'm gonna park over here, and then I'll see you guys outside. So this is it. Look at this. 125. And I'm gonna post also pictures when this street was pure a dusty sandy road, and over here there was a gutter, so everything, when you poop-peed, when you were doing your dishes, when you took a shower back in the days, I'm talking the early 70s, this over here, there was a gutter, so all the water from all the household came in there. Picture this, there was only this house, the house next door, and there, and all the houses over here, it was empty. And I stayed in this house, so we moved in here in 1970, and I moved out in 1990. That's right. But yeah, this is the house. That was my room, right over there. I lost my virginity in that room over there. There you go. But yeah, it's good to be here. And now I'm going to the church where I did my first and Holy Communion. And then I'm going to show you the place where I had my terrible accident. So let's go. So now we're walking. This is the small town village I was talking about, you know. Look at this. This is the main street. So we had one church, one cafe over here. And let's start here first. This is the elementary school. Elementary school. So from the age of 5 till 10, this was a school. And then when guys and girls were going to high school, when they hit the age of 12, 13, we split. And this place over here, the Scharnier, it was a youth club. So this is the place where my guys and dolls started to learn to drink, over here. And this is it. This is the school. Where did I go when I was the age of, from that school at the age of 10 I moved over here. That house over there is the house of Dr. van Genechten. The house next door was from our pastor. This is the church over here. I did my first and Holy Communion over here. And I still remember Cardinal Daniels. He was a Bishop Daniels, but then he became a cardinal. He gave me the holy, and he asked my dad, u spreekt zo goed Nederlands. Waar heeft u zo goed Nederlands kunnen spreken? My dad was so offended, and he said, I learned to speak Dutch on the flight from Jakarta to Amsterdam. He made the cardinal shut up for all his life like that. This is a church, and I remember there are still holes in the wall because in the Second World War, the Nazis, they put, I think it's the other side, but they place innocent civilians over here, and then they shot them. I think it's the other side. Yeah, but this is the church. Holy crap. Look at this.
You're still on this at
Yeah.
7:06.
Says 8 Miss means Holy Service, Saturday 6 o'clock. And then Destel, that means it's in the other city.
Go inside.
Is it open?
Yes.
Is she sure? No way. Holy crap. Look at this. No way. Oh man. Swastik. No. This is, I don't know if you guys see me, but this is, wow. Wow. Look at this, I remember this. This is the path that Jesus, remember? They gave him the cross. This is the path of suffering. Wow, look at this. Still smells the same. Wow. This is... Look at this. Everything is still the same. I was the first altar boy of non-Belgian origin in Belgium. First altar boy. And this thing, I remember that. I remember that when the pastor said, take this bread, this is my body. And then we had to do ding ding. And when I was ringing this bell, I pulled this cord so hard that this old bell, it just fell down. I still remember that. Confessions over here. Well, I know it's dark, but it's crazy. Wow. Kun je een kaartje branden? Hij steekt zich bij.
Ik heb wel een centje gegeven.
Ik ook. Would you like to burn a candle?
Have a light?
No.
Is that light?
Yes. That's okay. But anyhow. Is dat een echte kaas? Dat is een valse kaas.
Maar dat is te diep.
Dat is niet erg. Oh, je kunt die aansteken mee.
Ja, maar dat is te diep, denk ik.
Deze kaas. Ja?
Goh, is dat slim. Spit is die achterkant. Ah shit, ik zie het. Ja. Wacht hè. Oh, spit is ook kant. Shit. Ja, ja, ja. Michael.
Ja.
Ik heb daar geld liggen.
Waar steken we die in? Waar is het bakje?
Zeker. Opzij.
Ja. It's a good thing you told me that the church is open. Yeah. I never knew that. Not in LA.
What?
No way. If there's a church open in LA, the homeless will
Okay.
take everything.
Two children that are doing their communion because that's the only two. It's
Catholic church is
not
going,
popular,
no.
popular.
This board's supposed to be full of 10, 11, 12 years old doing their first communion. Wow. So now you know, this is a church. Thank you, Martin, for telling me this. I didn't know that. But yeah, so now you know the church. Where are those holes? Anyhow, but yeah, so now I'm gonna take you guys to the place. Back in '86, Wander was waiting here, right there, waiting to go with me to Turnhout. We were supposed to go to the movies Spice Like Us with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, and I didn't show up. He didn't know, but I had a terrible accident, that's why I didn't show up. And I'm going now to the place where I almost died. So there we go. So you saw the church, okay? So this is still the same main road. So there's a church. So that same Friday night when I was supposed to go with Wander to the movies, I decided to take my brand new bike back then through this bos, they call it in English, I forgot the German, the woods there, through the woods, there you go. And I started off from here, full throttle, and then, but I was 17 years, I just moved from a 50cc to a 350cc. So the power, the weight of the bike was complete different. So I underestimated it. So full throttle from there. So I jumped from there. I think I landed over here. And I'm gonna show you the tree I hit. So over here I lost control of my handlebars, and that tree over there, there you go, not this one, that one, bang, and yeah, unconscious. And the people living over there, they heard the sound of the engine, and then bang, that's what they heard. So they came, and then one of the kids who found me, he recognized me because I was their soccer coach. He ran, and I'm going to show you that from here, that's their house, to our doctor's house, the house across the church. So he ran, that's about 800 meters, and he ran, and he went in the room and said, doctor, Michael had an accident. So the doctor, he stopped, got in his car, and then the car came here, stopped. So my spleen was complete effed up. So my stomach was bigger, because when a spleen is hit, it's an internal bleeding, you need to be moved to the hospital within 45 minutes, and it has to be amputated. So we have to go to Leuven. Leuven is the biggest city where these kind of operations are taking place. So there was no time, so that doctor saved my life, and he decided to say we have to bring him to the nearest hospital and cut him open. So he's the only one besides God who knows me inside and outside. There you go. You only know me outside, but not inside. So this is it. Last thing before it's getting dark and before it's gonna rain, I'm gonna take you to the bridge where we as kids were jumping off, and it was summer. Let's go. Now we're going to, it's called SAS 4. SAS 4 is basically I'll show you. So transportation is done by boat. So for example, when a container arrives in the port of Rotterdam or Antwerp, the containers are loaded in smaller boats, and those smaller boats, they move the container from the biggest, or the bigger I call it bigger port like Antwerp or Amsterdam or Rotterdam to the smaller places here in Belgium. So SAS 4, SAS is basically, look, so if you can see, the water level here is higher than the water level over here. So let's say there's a boat is arriving from there. Look. So those gates over there will be opened. So the water level goes to the same level as here. The boat goes in here. This is closed. And then it can continue its journey over there. So Sasfir is here. I also spent times over here walking the dogs, taking my girlfriends over here. Wow. And then we have the suicide tower. Where is it? What is the pannenkoekboot? Schinder, hè? Yeah.
We can go there.
Yeah. So back then, this tower wasn't. When did they build it over here?
20 years ago?
20 years ago.
More?
So that tower, we call
We
it
can
this.
go up, but there's a lot of stairs and there's
Hell
no
no.
elevator.
No.
So
I'm out of shape for that. But they call it the suicide tower because people came from all parts of Belgium. That's what Martin just told me. To jump.
no, I think it happens 4 times.
Oh, 4 times, okay. But I see people come here. This surrounded place is so beautiful. I mean, you can run over here and then do your cardio, go up and down. See, there's one over there.
Yeah. It's a nice view over there.
Yeah, I believe you. I know. But I'm going to show you guys the bridge where we were jumping off when we were kids. So normally you're not allowed to swim in these
There's the pannenkoek
waters. There we go. That boat is
the pancake boat.
pancake boat. But anyhow, when it was summer, we were swimming over here. And back then we were 12, 13 years old. And did they renew the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like. But before there was a bridge from World War II. But yeah, they changed it.
The
That's
Bailey,
the tower.
the Baileybrug.
Postel, hè? Yeah.
It's also from
We're going, after this we're going to what Martin says, the Bailey Bridge. It's a Bailey Bridge. So the Germans, they destroyed that bridge. So the Allied forces weren't able to go across the canal. So from this bridge, remember, we jumped from here.
it's high.
It's pretty high, yeah. But we did it.
But it was another bridge, huh? The
Yeah.
bridge was not so high.
So the original bridge over here was a Bailey Bridge, was about 10 meters lower. So, but we still jump from 6-7 meters. And if you're a kid or small or young, you don't see the hazards
danger.
and the dangers and the consequences, you know. But this is it. Hello. See? This is where I grew up. So you saw the previous bridge that has been rebuilt at the same place where there was an original Bailey's bridge like this one over here. And this is one of the only few left in Belgium. So the British liberated the city of Mol on the 13th of September in 44. So that is about 3 months after the invasion in Normandy. In the vicinity, there was fighting in every crossing point on the Bocholt-Herentals Canal and the Kempen. A number of attempts by the Allies to cross at the locks failed. So on 16 September, British tanks and reconnaissance vehicles set out from Molrau, accompanied by a resistance fighter squadron from Mol. They reached the abandoned De Maat castle without much difficulty. Before they had left, the Germans had blown up the tower to prevent it from being used as a lookout post. The bridge over the canal had been destroyed, and the Germans started firing on the scouts from the other side. It was therefore also impossible to cross the canal. I remember growing up nearby this bridge. We found bullets, bells, goggles, gloves, And what else did we find? Yeah, all kind of stuff from British and German soldiers. That's all, folks. I hope you all liked it. I can continue recording, talking, because I've lived at so many other places. But I think this is nice because I'm here with my dad in Rotterdam, and with Gordessel it's only an hour and 15 minutes driving, and Antwerp is also 15 minutes driving. So I said, you know what, let me record something so you all can join me in my journey, you know, where I was born and where I grew up. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. I will always respond. Okay, see you next time. Bye.